So, 4 years ago, I made my Tonight Show debut. And contrary to what most regular citizens might believe, it's not just a one-step procedure to get on TV. That's why comics beg you to watch their TV appearances. It's not like you just say, hey, I'm here, and they're just like, oh yeah, sure, come in on Thursday. No. It's a lot of preparation, a lot of re-editing your jokes, a lot of filming tons of sets to try to get the right one, a lot of hoping that that night nobody's going to interrupt your set and you can just do the one that you want to submit, and then it's a lot of waiting. It's months of going back and forth trying to figure out the perfect set to send alongside the people that put the show together, and then hopefully finding a spot. And for all you armchair critics and keyboard warriors, you got to understand the set that you see on TV is almost never the set that you see at the club. In fact, it's very hard to get a club set onto any TV appearance, if we're going to be honest. It's almost impossible to get the same feel from a club onto even your own special, because there's cameras and people know that there's filming happening, so it's not the genuine experience. You have to be a comic that everybody considers a genius for people to decide, you know what, I'm not gonna throw my 2 cents in, let them just do what they're gonna do. And honestly, they still want to throw in their 2 cents. But before we go off into bitter comic territory, let me explain the whole point of this video.
What's up? Hello, Tonight Show. How you guys doing? Awesome. We'll get started.
So on this journey, I'm gonna show you the video that I submitted. I'm gonna show you that intercut with footage from the actual show, and then I'm gonna show you at the end jokes that were inspired by the entire process of everything, and you'll get a little insight into how my brain works when I'm writing. And before we start, I just want to say that this is my process. This is how I did it. This is not a general comic thing, so this isn't a representation of how we all work. We all work differently, okay? So anyway, let's get to it. The journey of a TV set.
I'll tell you guys a little bit about me. I'm the type of person that if I know I'm not going to see any of you tomorrow, I'm going to wear the same clothes tomorrow. Anybody else like that?
I'm the type of person that if I know I'm not going to see any of you tomorrow, I'm going to wear the same clothes tomorrow. Anybody else like that? Right? Because sometimes you're like, you know what? I only wore this for 4 hours, and it was mostly in air conditioning. I can wear it again.
I can wear it again. I got a little pile of wear again clothes in the corner of my room. Anyone's got that pile? Yeah, just ready to go. 2 socks in the laundry basket, but just this pile growing. Pants with change in them. Shirts with deodorant already under the sleeve. Prepped. And people think it's lazy to wear the same clothes. It's actually tougher, isn't it? Yeah, because you gotta avoid everywhere that you went the day before. You can't go to your favorite spots. And if you see somebody from the day before, you have to have an excuse. You gotta be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Just got out of jail. I had a same clothes kind of afternoon. I was up late last night. I was up till 6 in the morning taking an online quiz to figure out which Golden Girl I was. Yeah, no Blanche. I get addicted to everything online. Anybody else? Like, I love everything online. I love articles, advice. I love relationship advice online.
I'm addicted to online articles, right? I love relationship advice, especially bad relationship advice. Because yeah, it's perfect, isn't it?
Now the guy that wooed, that kind of threw me off, right? So I had to just catch myself again. Before going into that club mentality of like, address the situation in the room. It's like, no, I gotta do my set. Don't woo, okay? I only have so much time. So you literally just have to be like, okay, all right, and then move on.
Because you'll always see like articles where it's like, we interviewed 100 men and here's the 2 things they want in a woman. Or we interviewed 2 women and here's 146 things they want in a man. Number one trait on that list, height. Women want a tall guy, right? Yeah, I'm 5'5". Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, I'm petite, you know? But women want a tall guy. Why? Because they want to be able to wear heels when they go out, get drunk, and feel protected. Those are the 3 things. 2 of those you're not doing with me, okay? You're just not, look, I got this jacket from a Build-A-Bear. I'm not protecting you.
I know, they want height, because when they go out, they want to wear heels, live it up, and feel protected. I'm not doing any of that for you, okay? I got this suit from a Build-A-Bear. I'm not intimidating. Okay? I'm not intimidating. I'm petite, right? I know what I look like. One time I stood near a woman's restroom and a line formed behind me. Can you believe that? For 10 minutes, I just stood there and a line of women just formed, waiting.
Joke sounds a little familiar, right? Well, if you're a fan of mine, you may have heard that joke told a little differently on another TV appearance.
So I get hit on by a lot of lesbians, right? I know, man, it sucks. Like, that's why I don't drink. I can't get drunk with this silky hair and enjoy it, you know? Yeah, I can't have my back turned at the bar just standing there like, oh my God, I love this song. Oh wow, this is great, yeah. Guys come up to me, what's up, baby? Hey, bro. Hey, stop that, we came together, this is weird.
That joke was requested. I was told that it would look good on TV. I didn't feel comfortable performing it the exact same way, so I rewrote it and came up with a different version. I was like, yes, I can get to the same punchline, just let me give it a little different twist so that I, as a comic, feel like I did something different.
But don't get me wrong, I'll never stop a girl that I go out with from having a good time, right? Girls just want to turn down for what? Never stop them, because it's fun for me.
Women want to go out, they want to get drunk, right? But ladies, you got to understand how hard that is for us to deal with you when you're drunk. Because first, we got to figure out how drunk you are. Because women come in 3 levels of drunk. Bossy, horny, and sleepy. Those are the 3 levels.
You know, because then I get to figure out how drunk she is, you know? Yeah.
I just want to take a moment to point out how much it sucks to hear a groan in a joke that you know isn't groan worthy. Yes, there are comedians that write cringy jokes and the groans are appreciated, but I don't appreciate groans when I know that, look, whatever you're thinking about the joke isn't exactly what I'm going to say, okay? Just listen to the joke. Stop trying to beat me to the punchline. Performing comedy can feel like you're running track with the audience sometimes. They're trying to get to the finish line before you do. Problem with that is their finish line is usually cringy, dirty, and inappropriate. Why? Well, you can blame all the 80s comics that were quick to go to the chloroform and rope joke. You can blame all the inappropriate coworkers that tell them terrible jokes. And this can ruin the momentum of a joke. Now, I, as a comic, understand what's happening. I would say about 95% of my audiences, people don't know who I am. They're trying to figure me out. And they're already iffy because I'm a man talking about women. So they assume that I'm immediately going to go the creep route. People go where they go in their minds. I can only steer the boat back into my zone. And that's all you can do as a comedian. You start the premise, you start the subject, and you hopefully steer the people to the iceberg that you want to hit. And since I know that, I always try to write from a perspective that is safe and honest and real to the situation. The girls in these jokes are drunk because they want to be. They are out on their own like the boss bitches that they are. The other perspective that I'm writing is through the eyes of a man that's in a healthy relationship. Unfortunately, I can't expect it to be received that way. As an artist, you have to accept that what you may be presenting may not be the way that it's interpreted, all right? Some people think that the Mona Lisa is smiling because she wants to smile, and some people think that the Mona Lisa is smiling that way because a guy told her you should smile more. Let's continue.
Because women come in 3 levels of drunk. Bossy, flirty, and sleepy. The 3 levels. And it's always in that order. It always, bossy comes first, right? You ever notice that after a glass of wine or 1 beer, your girl's like, guess who's here? And she just starts hashtagging things like hashtag I run this, hashtag doing big things, hashtag Beyonce halftime, like. You guys are so nice.
Guess who's here? I run this, yeah, I'm showing up, hashtag doing things, hashtag Beyonce halftime, like that doesn't make sense.
And if you've been with your woman long enough, right, you know that all you gotta do is match her demeanor and you'll survive the night, right? Yeah, so if she gets excited about something, you get excited about the same thing. And if she gets mad at something, you better get mad at the same thing. Yeah, or she'll get mad at you.
So if she's excited about something, you get excited about something. If she gets pissed at something, you better get pissed at the same thing. Or she's gonna get pissed at you.
Because women are like Tupac when it comes to emotions. Yeah, they're like, you with me and not, ride or die. We going after their label, staff, and their crew. Like, Calm down, Becky.
Everybody.
This is actually my favorite moment of the whole set because the Fallon audience got a Tupac reference, and I was very excited about getting a Tupac Hit 'Em Up reference on The Tonight Show.
And every man's been there. Every man has had his woman just go off for no reason, right? You're out and she's like, no, we're leaving now. Let's go. No, get everything together. Don't even pay the bill. Let's go. And you gotta be like, yeah, you're right, babe. Next time they better have buttermilk ranch. Screw you, Applebee's. You know, babe needs her condiments. Couple more drinks, bossy becomes horny, right? And every man knows when his woman's horny.
After a few more drinks, Flirty shows up, right? And every man can tell when his woman's feeling flirty because one eyelid starts closing more than the other. You ever notice that?
Just one eyelid comes down and she looks like a sexy pirate. Just going,
Right? She looks like a sexy pirate. She's like, "Arr, arr." You got to get her home. If that eyelid is a half-mast, you got to get her home. She's about to lose her depth perception, and walking becomes optional, okay?
You gotta get her home. She's about to lose her depth perception, okay? It's hard to walk with them when their depth perception is gone, especially if they got the heels. Sober women can handle it. Heels, boom. What? Got it. Yeah. Red bottoms, what's up? Drunk, you all look like baby calves who were just born. Hold on. Wait. Give it a second. Slow down. Hot lava. Hot lava. I keep using my left foot. I wish I had wedges. They look like velociraptors going after kids in the kitchen, just
It does, especially if they're in full go-out mode where they got the tight dress that they're constantly pulling down and picking up, pulling down and picking up, right? Yeah, they got the 4-inch heels, you know, then the big purse. Have you seen the face of that woman? She's just like, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together. I wish I had wedges. What?
Now let's take a moment to discuss parallel thinking. Yes, comics have similar punchlines, especially when the joke comes from a general observation instead of a personal reflection. But to believe that you wrote a joke that an entire audience can understand and not think that any other comic has written this premise before, well, that's beyond egotistical. Now, I'm not denying that there's joke thievery. Even now, there's a handful of very successful comedians with specials that have a lot of lifted jokes. And you know what? It's not even the person you're thinking of right now. But I don't want to start that conversation, so don't try to figure it out. There's no point, okay? The way that you defeat a joke thief is just by continuing your comedy career. That's all you can do, because they can never write better than you since they're stealing jokes. This is not the situation, though. It's parallel thinking. It happens. Parallel thinking is just the idea that don't we all notice this happening? That's why it's important as a comic to always try to write your thought into the joke. This is how I perceived it, not I'm going for the easy punchline. And there's a difference between joke thieves and hacks. Hacks, you can predict their punchlines. Remember the analogy of running track with an audience? Well, the audience can almost always figure out what the hack is going to say, and they're ready for that. Honestly, people do like hacky jokes because it's a safe place. It's the reason that you watch movie previews where they completely give away the entire movie. It's been known that people generally enjoy knowing where they're going to go with whatever they're experiencing. And we could try to break down exactly why the human mind is like that, but I'd rather not, okay? Let's save that for another video. But I'll clarify this. Every comic has had a hacky joke. Now, what I think of as a truly hacky comic is where 85% of their set is predictable. That's my definition of a hacky comic. A joke thief, well, is a person that stole a joke. I think that's everybody's definition. Although some people tend to believe that parallel thinking is joke thievery, and they're fucking, like I said, they're idiots. They're fucking idiots. They're fucking morons. They're the stupidest, most egotistical, narcissistic assholes ever to exist in stand-up comedy. Don't try to guess who it is. No reason to, okay? My career's not good enough to survive that fallout.
I was once with a girl who got so drunk she just gave up on movement. You ever have that? Yeah, she just slowly bent down.
And she's just like, it's okay, go on without me, it's all right. I'll dance to my cell phone, it's okay.
You gotta get her home. When that eyelid comes down, get her home. Why? Because Sleepy's on its way. Sleepy is on its way. And Sleepy happens out of nowhere, right? Sometimes you got 2 hours before Sleepy happens. Sometimes you got 20 seconds. It's coming.
It's fun. You can always tell when your woman's feeling flirty and good, right? When she goes from talking to everybody to just sitting by herself in a corner. Yeah, and giggling to herself. Just giggling. Just...
And every man's been there when you put her in the car and you try to drive as safe and as fast as possible. Yeah, passing every yellow light, you're just determined to get her home. And lady, sober, you help us out. You tell us when the cop's ahead. You tell us when we missed our turn. Drunk, you just sit there and giggle to yourself the entire time. The whole ride home, you're just like... feeling myself, feeling myself. Then you start teasing us. I didn't know that this car came in stick. Like, what? They want to distract you, right? They want to see how much they can distract you, right? Then they start drunk quizzing you. You ever had that as a man? When your woman's looking at you and she just starts like, so, you forgot to tell me something today. Yeah, you've heard that. Isn't that the worst? And then you ask, you're like, oh, what did I forget? She's like, I don't know, maybe I forgot too. I guess we both forgot. We forgot. Then she'll turn, you forgot to tell me how cute I am.
Feeling myself, feeling myself. I'm cute, right, babe? That's all they want to know when they're drunk. How cute are they? Women love the word cute. Some of you perked up when I said it, right?
When they're drunk, women just want to be cute. Let them know they're cute. That's it, right? And she'll start asking you, I'm cute, right?
Yes, babe, you're cute.
Like, I'm the cutest thing that has ever been ever in the entire ever, right?
Babe, yes, you're cuter than all the evers. I'm cuter than all your dumb exes, right, babe?
Yes, babe, you're cuter than all my exes.
Because Sophia was cute, but I'm cuter than Sophia, right? That's a trick question, okay? Yeah, because they got you on the telemarketer. Yes, 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 roll. So what are you going to say? Yes, you're cuter than Sophia. So you've been comparing us, huh? And they got you.
They were waiting for that. Because women set up little argument webs just to see if you'll fall into it every now and then. Yeah, they prepare it for weeks. They get them ready.
Because women always want to see if they can pull you in an argument, right? They prepare arguments for weeks. They make arguments like spiders make webs, right? They do. They always get them ready. They're like, and he didn't say I was cute, and he had lunch without me, and he hangs out with Todd, and I hate Todd. And they set up an argument web with a bunch of points that only make sense to them, and a bunch of things you said that you don't remember you said them, but they remember you said them. They remember everything you said ever since the beginning of the relationship. And they twist and they tie and they make it real sticky, and they're just like, ah, they just sit there.
Just wait. It's like Charlotte's Web, just boss bitch right at the top. Ah.
And it's like Charlotte's Web, it just says boss right at the top. You guys are great. Thank you so much. I'm Nick Garrett. Thank you.
So when your woman asks, so Sophia's cute, but I'm cuter than Sophia, right? This is what you answer. Who's Sophia? yeah. Hashtag forgotten. Now you just gotta get her home. Just get her home. That's it. They're gonna keep trying to distract you. They do all things. You want to touch? Come on, touch. You want to touch? They sing to you. I'm gonna lick you like a lollipop. The last move is this move. You want to look? Look. Come on, look. Keep your eyes on the road. Don't get distracted. Because you're gonna look. You're gonna miss your exit. You're gonna have to drive a whole mile down. And on that mile down, you exit. You do a U-turn. Guess who's knocked out on the U-turn? Just asleep with a fry in her bra. And you didn't pick up fast food. That fry's just been there.
I even wrote the X-rated version of that joke, which you've already seen, right? Because you watch all of my stand-up clips.
And you always do this move. This is the big move that every woman does after she's teasing you. She's like, what, you want to look? Look. Right? Yeah, and you always pull out the farthest titty. Not the one right here in our peripheral that we can see while driving safely 10 and 2. No, the farthest titty. And you aim it in a direction where it's not even in the side mirror. And every man wants to see it, no matter how many times, right? You want to see it again, right? So you look like a moron. What? What happens? You miss your exit. You gotta drive 5 miles down, get on a loop, do a U-turn. By the time you get back to your highway, you're like, she's asleep. Knocked out. Titty out, fry underneath it. You're like, oh she had a snack for later. That must have fell down at some point down there. Kept it warm. Sometimes you get home and it still doesn't happen. You ever had that, guys? Right? Yeah. Where you're home and she's in the bedroom, she's in her bra and panties. What, you want this? You want this? You know you want it. You better get some water. You're gonna need it. Right? And you're not thinking all the blood's gone from here to here, so you go to the kitchen, gotta get some water. The windows are open. What's up, Jay? Just gonna bone my wife. You know? You get to the kitchen, you get a glass, you get a bigger glass, you're like, fuck it, I'll take the whole British. By the time you get to the bedroom, guess who's asleep on the entire bed? Just knocked out in a Wonder Woman pose. Bra, panties, half a lip sticking out. That's all you're gonna get. Thank you to the few people that acknowledge the half a lip. Thank you. There's a few women in here that had no idea that that happens, huh? What do you think that sexy underwear is holding back? Nothing, all right? It's not utility, it's just there for show. And you might be asking yourself, why would half a lip just pop out for no reason? Well, it's like this. Have you ever gotten really hot under your sheets so you stick a foot out to cool down? That's what it's doing, it's cooling down. It needs some air, it got a little overheated. And a true gentleman tucks it away. There you go, babe, there you go. I don't want you to catch a cold at night. So are we good for the rest of the show? Alright, good, okay. I did a version of that joke on The Tonight Show, right? I couldn't do that. That would have been too extreme for them.
Now, as I pointed out earlier, sometimes I'll write a joke based on the experience of telling the joke itself. With The Tonight Show, I was told to get rid of 2 words, drunk and chicks. They didn't tell me to get rid of horny because I did that all on my own. I knew that I was going to have to change horny to flirty because there is no way that I'm going to be able to say horny on network TV, especially when it comes down to drunk, horny chicks. Now, when they told me drunk, I understood it. I get it. Although most adults in America have been drunk at one point, there is a negative connotation to drunk, especially when it's in reference to women. Drunk women, that's kind of an iffy territory, especially coming from a man. Chicks was the surprise. I honestly didn't think that word was going to be an issue, but I got it. Chicks is not a term that women usually throw around at each other. It's usually a douchey guy kind of word. It's negative. So I had no problem. Like, that's easy. I'll change that because the joke doesn't need that. But my comic brain couldn't resist the idea that this word was offensive. So I wrote a joke about it.
And the one word they told me I couldn't say after I cleaned it all up, they said, you can't say chicks. That's what they said. I know, yeah, because chicks get offended when you say chicks. Of all types of women, chicks are the most offended. You ever notice that? Chicks are the only ones that complain, oh man, it's cold, oh, it's Starbucks. They get upset, right? There's different levels. There's chicks, ladies, and broads, okay? Yeah, like chicks, always offended. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's cold, whatever. Ladies, you know, they don't give a shit. They're all right. Yeah, they'll compliment you. They just don't want you to fuck up their hair. You know what I'm saying? A broad, you heard a broad's feeling, she punches you in the gut. She moves on. Now I like doing that joke because there's women in here wondering what they are. Because women love personality quizzes. Right? Do you think you know yet? What do you think you are? Yeah, well, here's how you find out. I'll tell you how you find out. You'll find out, all right? It all depends on how she is in the bedroom, right? Chicks are very selfish in the bedroom. You're lucky I'm here. No, I'm not going to take all my clothes off. This is good enough. Get yourself hard. That's a chick. You know what I'm saying? We're right under the cover, under the blanket, turn off the lights. The lady compliments you the whole time, even if you don't do well. She's like, you did your best, right? And she just handles it. A broad makes sure she gets done. And every man's at that moment, you're like, I'm done, babe. Well, I'm not. And she grabs a tit and she bites herself. She's gonna make it happen. And you just gotta take it. Okay, fine. Most of you just figured out you're broads. All right, good. All right, let's continue. Oh, you guys are fun. Let's just go straight into it then.
And then I wrote a joke about using the word women in a sentence.
You can't get offended by buzzwords. Like, if I say, some women don't like the word women. You say that, they're like, I'm a lioness. They get upset. Right? But you can tell when it's offensive. It depends on where it is in the sentence. Okay? If it's at the beginning of the sentence, near the beginning, it's very supportive. Women should be allowed to vote. That happened. Very supportive. Right? At the end of the sentence, very offensive. You know who they're letting vote? Women. Very offensive. That's what it's mean.
That's how my mind works. That's how I like to write. I just break it down and break it down and break it down until I feel like, you know what? I have pulverized this premise. Okay, I try to come up with the general joke for a mass audience. Then I try to come up with a specific joke about that thought. And then I try to even make the story funny.
I wrote that joke based on an actual experience I had here. Yeah, man. I was lucky one night. I got this girl ready to go home with me. And she's like, I just live down 75. That's what she said. Yeah. The toll road. No, she would live down the toll road. That's what it was. Which one? That's not 75. That's President Bush. Dallas Tollway, bro. We were coming from Madison. Right? So we were coming from Madison. She's like, I just live down. And then she's sitting in the car being all sexy with me. I'm gonna lick it like a lollipop. Because white women love Lil Wayne when they're drunk. They get a little gangster when they're drunk. I'm a silent G like lasagna. There she is, sitting in the seat. She grabs my hand. While I'm driving, she grabs it. She starts biting it. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be great. And she just kind of like weaving it. So finally, we get to the bottom of 75. And she looks around. She's like, where are we? I don't live here. I live north, or whatever, bottom of the toll road. I live north. And I was like, all right, let's turn around. And she lived like so far north. It was like the end of the toll road, right? And of course, she knocked out. And in the car, and I was a gentleman, I picked her up. I said, come on, let's get into the house. And she's like, She had a little dog, and it shat everywhere. Because she's been gone for 10 hours, and little dogs are disrespectful like that. Little dogs don't care, man. They see the pee pad, like, fuck this, on your bed. You ain't getting laid tonight. They don't care. Just pooped everywhere, but as a man, you'll deal with that. You'll be like, all right, dog poop everywhere. It's okay, whatever. It's okay. I just won't breathe into it, through my mouth. Just breathe through your mouth. She fell asleep. So for what was it? The total of the toll was like $24. I got to watch this woman go to sleep. But I was a gentleman. I let her sleep. I said, there you go. Put a little blanket on her, and I slept in her bed. Left her on the couch. I get the whole bed! Oh, man. Is it a king size bed? She had a big bed. Yeah, she did. Yeah, these Dallas women don't fuck around. Out in LA, little but tiny twin beds, bunk beds, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, Dallas women are like, I need to spread out, I'm a queen. I need every pillow. I need all that. They don't even sleep like in it properly. It's in that weird angle. I like to sleep like I am saying you can't sleep in this bed. So yes, it was a big bed.
And if I really want to do it more, I'll make a video about the joke. And you might be thinking to yourself, really? All of this because of a drunk chick experience? Yes, all of that. That's exactly where my mind goes with every single little experience. But that's the way we are. Comedians pick apart thoughts continuously. We ask ourselves, why? 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 Okay, I kind of get it. but why? And that's how comedy's formed. And it's an exploration of the human experience. It's the continuous asking of, why are we the way we are? Why do we live the way we live? Why do people think the way they think? Why are we here? It's very therapeutic and depressing all at the same time. But mostly, I just try to make sure it's funny. In the end, that's what it's about. Did you make them laugh? What's the point of telling something if you don't make them laugh? Now, before I continue, I will say that that is me. Everyone has their own route in stand-up comedy. And the more that an audience lets you explore and be more of yourself, well, the more you feel comfortable just saying ideas and thoughts and opinions that may not be fully fleshed out, that may not have an entire perspective to it yet. But that's what we explore on stage. We dive into a thought, we dive into an opinion, and we just try to rip it apart, and we hope that the audience lets us do it. So it's up to the audience. You have to allow a comedian to be a comedian. And I'll say this to new comics, because I know that comics in my stage or beyond me understand this. The audience isn't dumb. They're smart. They're trying to figure out what you're going to say. They're especially smart if you don't treat them like they're dumb. So always perform to the smartest people in the room, because that will even force the dumb person in the room to at least try to get up to that level. If you dumb down all of your material, well, then you are lowering the intelligence bar and you're only performing to the one or two dumb people in the audience. Take that with you, however you want to take it. I don't know if I can expand on it more, other than you'd have to just get on stage to know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm happy that I finally got it together, and there you go. A little insight into the way my wacky mind works.